Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 5th episode of Immersive Web Adventures. My name is Felix, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Bila Bolender.
Hey, buddy. Great to be back.
Awesome. And today, this is an exciting episode because we're going to try 2 new things. So the first thing, I'm personally obviously I'm partial to it, but I'm very excited about this. Because as IWSDK version 0.5.1 just launched, and this is the biggest update, biggest single version update we've done since the launch, probably the launch of IWSDK, and we've did some crazy stuff with it already. But I won't spoil too much, so you have to stay tuned to this episode to the end to find out all of it. But one big thing we're going to try out is that IWSDK is finally getting its own editor. And this is not an editor that is just meant for humans. It actually is one that is both for humans as well as for agents, and it does very different things for the 2 different roles. And it can be used in headless environment as well. I'm already getting into too much detail because I'm so excited about this. I'll shut up and we'll show the capability as we go along. What is the other thing that we're going to try today, Bila?
Yeah, so I think everybody already saw that Opus 5 came out. I think people have seen, and a lot of people have seen and shared great outcomes with Opus capability to build 3D scenes, and especially to recreate stuff and to judge itself. So we have seen this gauntlet loop, or criticism loop, and yeah, we're going to test that and going to actually see if it's not just crazy but also creative and able to produce what we're going to do, and what is it that we're going to build.
Yeah, so another exciting thing that's coming up for us is MetaConnect 2026, and we're hopefully we're going to be showing up there, and we're going to do some have a good time, show some crazy stuff. So I thought maybe we can build a MetaConnect themed campground. I don't know what it is. I think actually
information center, right?
Information center. Yeah, I was thinking maybe there's like a little bit of a festival set, like maybe there's a pavilion in there that has some information, and maybe there's going to be a statue and some outdoor elements to it. And I you know what, I feel like from the limited experience I've tried with Opus, it's pretty creative, and Bila might disagree with me there, the definition of that particular feature of Opus. But, I think it does better when you are not super prescriptive about things and then just let it do its own thing. And a lot of times I have been surprised by its output in the last week quite a number of times. So yeah, let's go into that. I think I'm going to put in some images as a styling reference, and then just have it do its thing, and then we can refine and tune when it cooks up something. How's that
sound? Sounds perfect. Yeah, let's definitely get started. I think while you get started, I think I can say a little bit about my experience with Opus.
Can I say one thing before?
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
So we've also actually simplified the CLI experience for IWSDK. Got some feedback previously from folks that too many options, not super intuitive and all of that. So we did our best to eliminate a lot of the options, because a lot of configuration can be walked back by the agents anyways later. So now it is going to be quite simple. IWSDK, and this one, let's just call it connect site maybe. Yeah, so the first question, we have good explanation of everything. That's the 3 targets that we support: virtual reality, mixed reality, as well as desktop 3D. For this one, we're going to use virtual reality. And then the next one, we folded all the complicated setup into custom setup. So we're just going to do with the recommended settings, because all of the agents can adjust all of these later. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Sorry, Bila, for cutting you off.
No problem. I'm kind of interested. Why do I need, like, can I not toggle? Like, can I do virtual reality and desktop? And yeah, one suggestion would be like have VR, AR desktop and then custom setup, so that when you have one thing you select and then you're done.
That's fair. That is fair. And to answer your question, you can absolutely still do desktop stuff, even if you select a VR or AR. It's just like,
Yeah.
I think it bundles in some kind of camera control stuff there, so you have a good
Mhm.
baseline to work off of. Doesn't mean that the VR thing, like, I think we're definitely going to try to make this a desktop capable experience as well. So yeah, just
Yeah.
to
For me, I
quickly
think
react.
this would be confusing, because I would think, okay, now I need to decide, and then especially if I go in with with the goal of doing multiple things, I would be like not confused, but maybe just not so happy, because I think, oh, I can only do one thing, and now I have to do, like in the old days when, well, it's the current days where you have to do like iOS and Android development, just not you but your agent. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, did
totally fair.
you? Ah, yeah, okay. We're switching to the development preview, and now we can see the editor. That's cool.
Yes, so let's make this a little bit wider so it takes up the whole space. Awesome, awesome. And yeah, we're gonna put it over
And the
here.
UI is different, right?
It's a little bit different. What do you mean, the UI? Which part of the
The
UI?
in-app UI, the Hello Immersive Web. I think that panel
Yes.
changed.
So, Bill, you want to tell us a little bit about that? That's all yours.
I'm, I assume you adopted the Ryzen kit for the default app. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. So yeah, maybe I'll tell you. I'll say on the high level what has changed, and then you can fill in the details. So uh, UI workflow changed a whole lot for IWSDK. So we no longer have an intermediate step of like converting a UI KML thing into a JSON thing. It is now completely it is now directly ingested by the runtime, the UI KML file directly, and parsed at
Hmm.
runtime, and then interpreted into this thing at runtime as well. Another addition is that we have this is obviously using the Horizon kit done by Bila. Very good work there. And another thing is that we're using so you can see, like, for example, over here, this is I think one of the Lucid icons, and
Hmm.
that's from another kit by Bila. And we also have custom font support, thanks to some folks over at Promonders. I think that's the case.
No, it was Metacraft, the people at
Oh,
Zapbox and Zappa. Yeah.
awesome. Sorry, I'm just doing a little more work here. Apps connect site. Yeah, we're almost ready. Just give me 1 second. Firstly,
So you're prompting. Sorry, I
no, I'm
was
just setting up Claude code right now.
nice. Okay. Yeah, and
Okay.
to maybe describe this a little bit. So we did a new version of UIKit ML, and that has more features in terms of what agents can express to build user interfaces, including icons and including all the kits that we built. So it doesn't have to build everything from scratch, but it has ready-made components that align with the Horizon OS style and with the Shadcn style. So these components are now baked in. custom font families, icons. So just the speed and expressivity and effectiveness of the agents and how they can build UI.ML agrees with that. And I think the UI.ML skill is now baked in automatically, so that the quality that the agents, not only their capabilities are not only better, but also their understanding of what they're doing is better. So overall, I think the experience of using AI to build UI in IWSDK is just improved by this.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry, some minor technical detail. I don't know why Claude just locked me out. Fine. Cool. All right. So that was a little bit of a detour, but we're here now. So let's what is it called? So essentially, what I need to do is I would like you to build a MetaConnect themed campsite. I don't know if it's a campsite site where there is a big statue when you, at the entrance, a pavilion in the center with some information panels inside about MetaConnect, as well as IWSDK, and two outdoor areas, two additional outdoor areas with one is a big fire pit with some seating nearby, and the other is a stage for small sessions. So the whole map would be kind of a triangle shape. The pavilion is in the center, and the entrance and statue is one corner. The fire pit is another corner, and the stage is the last corner. Okay, I think that's pretty much that's pretty good to go. I don't know if we want to do max, maybe X high.
Sure, I think
X high is probably good. I think, yeah.
It's regarding the time.
Yeah.
I think it's
I feel like max sometimes it goes like a little bit too deep on some stuff, and like it's actually wasting time, diminishing return. So let's just do X high, let's do it.
It would be interesting what path it takes to achieve that. What asset if it actually goes and searches asset, or if it just builds all the asset itself.
Totally. I think I need to give it a little bit of a. We had a couple of ref images I wanted to send to it for reference. Use these as styling cues, and you can search up more information about MetaConnect.
And maybe IWSDK?
He should know everything about IWSDK, is what I'm thinking.
That's true. But a good model, if you ask a model to present information about something, a good model should go, and if it doesn't have that information, it should search it.
True.
I would assume that it does that, but I think especially like maybe you can open the image references.
Definitely.
So that people can see what you actually just added.
Yeah. I'm sorry, just 1 second. I'm like a little bit lost here because I don't know where my windows are. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
here it is.
But maybe we should answer the question first.
Yes, let's answer those questions. So each corner is a real walk from the pavilion, roughly 10 to 15 seconds of teleporting. Corners read as distinct destinations, and the pavilion anchors in the middle. Good balance of presence and travel time.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's go.
I think let's make it a little bit smaller, maybe. What do you think? What do you think? Like the
Okay.
sides, 12-meter sides, 12-meter. That's how it's. Yeah, I think
Radius or diameter?
12-meter sides. I think it's like the triangle, the sides of the triangle.
Ah, okay.
So that would be 12 times. Yeah, I think 12-meter slides is that's a good
Okay.
amount of space.
If it actually has a campus and stuff, like if it has like if it needs space for the individual areas, then the individual areas might be a little bit less crazy cool. But I don't know.
Mm. You know what? Sure, let's do the dusk golden color recommended. Let's just do all of the infinity
Yeah.
monuments, ambient light and readable panels. Very nice, cool, awesome.
Ambient
Cool.
life. Yeah, I think we set out we wanted actual people, or not people, but some how do you visitors, like Meta
Uh-huh.
Connect visitors to be wandering around. That would be kind of
Uh,
cool.
should we add it in right now, or should we add it
It's
this
your
as?
session. It was just like I would do it, but if it's your session, maybe it's a stretch goal.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do this first, and I don't know how long it's gonna take, and like we'll see that. And
Yeah.
Bila, you were saying, so this is like I think one of the this is an old image I've taken from quite a while ago. I think it was at one point. This is what the shell environment looked like in MetaQuest. And I thought it's kind of a cool visual of like this kind of a futuristic city floating in the clouds kind of deal.
Mm.
And
Hmm.
so, yeah, I'm just trying to, not verbatim, but like this is an interesting styling cue to take. And this is the public image on meta.com/connect, I think. And they're using this metallic material this year. So we'll see how well Opus can capture that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So cool.
Let's
So
jump in the
I think
editor,
it's
right?
sorry.
Let's jump in the editor, or
Yes, we
should
can
we?
jump in a category. Yeah, I was just saying like as it is like currently working. I was wondering what it's doing actually. It's just planning, I think. So reading some stuff. Yeah, so it's this is our new skill, and we have a new skill, and to use alongside the editor, and so it's reading some constraints
Mhm.
and all of that. I think everything is on track. So let's jump into the editor. I think we're here, right? So this
Yeah.
is the runtime view of nothing changed, obviously, and you can still enter XR. Also, shout out, this is the new version of iWare. Nothing changed really for IWSDK side of things, but for people who are not using IWSDK, the new version of extension is now live in Chrome as well as in Edge extension
Mm.
store. Immersive Web Emulator, you can use that, and it has this new UI, and it's also agentic. So there's an MCP, you can connect to it. I think it also has a CLI interface. Your agent can basically send commands directly to the extension and for it to do some kind of manipulation in the scene. Yeah. So sorry, quick detour. Yes, nothing changed here that much. But if you go into the editor, this is the same. Is the same scene and that you
Nice.
have. And we have on the left, obviously, the scene graph. So some interesting stuff that we didn't have before is that now all of these built-in entities are exposed in place, and this matters why. Um, because for example, we have this panel, right? And this is a behavior I always really liked from Unity's editor. Is that so? For example, like this is a panel that is currently fixed in space, right? And But what if we wanted to have a follow behavior? Like this is something that always follows us in front of us, right? We need to specify a follow target, so we can add a component that's called follower, for example, and so now it has a target that we have to specify. And a target, in this case, I would say, let's follow our head. So let's drag this head thing here and just let go here, and that's all good. And the offset position, we want it to be maybe, let's say 2 meters in front of me at all times. So we can do, I forgot, is it -2? That's the positive direction, I think,
I
right?
was always, I think
Yep.
positive direction -2 makes sense. But yeah, I think that should be correct.
It should be correct. Yeah. Okay. So that's all the change you need, and all you need to do is to toggle back to runtime, and it will refresh. And when we enter VR, it will be this thing that will just follow.
That's
And
crazy.
then always, stay. It will soft follow. I think there's more parameters you can tune how fast it's going to follow and all of that, but it's just going to be there the whole time. And go back to this. You wanted to change something, like for example, this is a distance grabbable thing right now. We can, like maybe for example, add a, I don't know, we can add a, there's another thing is that lighting, authored lighting is now a big thing for this particular build. So what is like, let's add a spotlight for this, for example. I don't know, like this is kind of weird. Now it has this crazy interesting lighting from this plant. So we can go into the runtime, and then the plant is going to be in the middle, and then we enter, and then we can grab onto this thing, and then now that's somehow the, what is it called? It's just a light that we have in our hand. It's a lantern plant, something like that. Okay, now the panel is annoying me. But yeah, so we have all of these stuff now, and in editor you can also go to level root, and that allows you to configure all of these built-in environment. For example, like this gradient, you don't like the color of it, you can change it to let's say red or something like that, and then it's gonna be red on top. So pretty much, that's what we have. And I don't actually want these. I don't think it matters for the agent, because it's not going to use this particular scene at all. So that's pretty much that. Oh yeah, and also sorry, there's always a one more thing. So the thing I wanted to show is that we also have snapping. So essentially, not some like essentially a snap to grid kind of thing. So you don't have to like eyeball and just YOLO your position changes. It is you can do these things, and this will work with rotation as well. So it's very easy to rotate, like for example 90 degrees you want. And if you see these kind of like wireframe boxes around it, those are actually just the regular AAVB box thing. That's really more for the agent to figure out, because the agent needs to understand the overall dimension of this particular model to be able to meaningfully place this in the scene. So that's a little bit of extra information exposed to the agent there. And
Something I want to ask, I think you mentioned that we can also edit the UI in the editor. Is that correct?
No, that's not that's not correct. But we do have the preview of this. So that's actually that's another really good point that you're bringing up. The editor itself is really just a scene composer. Like you can't it's not designed to do like more advanced 3D editing or specific asset editing. For example, the panel here would be an asset here, right? So how do you do those things? Well, the thinking here is that if you have an established asset pipeline, for example, you use Blender, use other things, you can go ahead and do those editing over there and bring the finished model here. Or you can rely on, I mean, we're talking about 3D assets here. The asset construct is also exposed at code. So there is a uniform way for an IWSDK app to declare all of the asset it has. And this asset includes GLTF models or like whatever model format that you're using. And it also includes procedural assets. So all of these things, and technically a UI kit panel is also a procedural asset. It's just interpreted from a UI kit ML file. But let's say you wanted to do a crazy shader on a particular, like a sphere thing or something like that. Yeah, the agent has the freedom to actually create that in code, because that's where the agent is going to thrive at doing so. But it will essentially expose a create asset function in the asset manifest, so that the editor, which is not in the same world as the runtime, can also pick it up and have things show up here. So this is my thinking of like getting the best of both worlds, because the agent needs a solution to be able to build creative, to express creatively, to build these kind of more complicated and meaningful assets. But the editor, we should have a separation of concern. We should keep this one robust, keep this one user friendly and all of that. And so that is kind of my thinking there. So procedural things in code, but then exposed through a defined contract to the editor, so we can also move things around in the editor.
Okay, so it's
long-winded explanation.
Scene composition in the editor, but I think it's a big win to be able to actually preview exactly how it will look at the end. And for myself, I think most of the times we will have the agent do most of the work and then just do some minor looking. And I think it's cool because we can go to places where we can't go as a user, or easily go to places fast and look at stuff. How is the agent doing, by the way?
The agent is doing well. So that's actually I feel like I'm contemplating between this. So like, although we're using the editor is actually serving the agent at the same time as well. Like, so we have these kind of on-demand command like functionalities of the editor, which also relies on this. It's just like we don't put it on screen. That it's able to put together a scene or part of a scene and then directly request a render from the editor. I could literally, something happened. Something's happening. Yeah, it's hooking things up now.
Okay, switching the scene that it builds now. Okay.
Yeah, so essentially, like it was building some things in the background, and I think it's in this in the workflow that I built, that I'm saying, hey, like if you have the freedom to do so, you can fan out and build different parts of the scene at the same time using this on-demand feature in the editor to get like renders, so that you can have your individual loops and don't rely on editor state. But the downside of that is that those work are not visible to us when this is happening. But I can easily like tune the workflow to say, hey, put on a show for us. For example, like whatever you're working on, just show it. I don't know
would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool for a video. I don't know how useful that would be. Like you said, or like most of the times you just let the agent do most of the work, and you come in and take a look briefly to provide feedback and all of that. So that's the way it happens.
I think it's about like managing user expectations. So it's like you can early see what will happen. I mean, it is a cool experience to go in there, have it run overnight, and then go into a scene that you've never seen before. But if you are actually working on this and you're being productive, not just YOLOing, I think it's pretty cool to see, okay, this is going in the right direction and you have a good feeling about it, versus you're just staring at nothing. But yeah, I mean, this is like one step at a time, right?
Yep, totally. Yeah, so the agent is still working on this. I think it's gonna take a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. It like kind of maybe because when it's like partially hooked up to the thing, it errors out. the editor, which the editor provides the error message, but then it just sucks that we don't have an editor to look at anymore. So this is maybe one of the, I think like the presentation layer, I think I still probably can do a little bit more work there. But yeah, essentially continuing from what I was talking about just now, the editor has these kind of on-demand thing that is completely separate from the presentation layer, because I think yeah, like a lot of the times, like you said, we're doing these kind of tasks where it's very long horizon, and then we check in once in a while to see the effect and all of that. And I don't know about you, but like for me personally, when I do a lot of these work, I like to put them on the cloud these days. And so on the cloud, obviously, we have some constraints. We don't have a lot of the times we don't have a GPU attached to the machine, and a lot of times we have to run things headlessly. And this editor is built with those constraints in mind, so it can work completely fine in a headless environment. And actually, as a matter of fact, I think we should maybe do an episode with a cloud harness at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the same time, it will work completely fine in a CPU only environment. It will just be switching to what is it called, Swift shader for CPU side rendering. And so, yeah, this will work just fine when you put it into a cloud-based harness. And yeah, that's
pretty cool.
overview of the editor. I think we got to most of the feature before it cut us off. But hopefully we'll come back soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's kind of it's a somewhat of an ambitious work. So I am curious what it's gonna build and when it's gonna call itself done for the first time.
Yeah. I think the last time we used Fable, I think we went to fast mode also. I'm not sure. I think isn't fast mode like 50% faster or something.
I don't think we've ever used fast mode in Claude Code in one of our episodes.
Okay.
That's one of the things I'm sure we did use fast mode, but it was codecs.
Yeah. Okay. That's true.
Because fast mode in codecs counts towards your subscription
I
usage.
forgot that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. I guess Anthropic's having some compute issues. Right? I mean, they're limiting Fable usage, and they're or it could be the models are not terribly efficient.
Yeah, I think I always say like or I said this before, when you look at it's always a problem, like you cannot have enough compute, assuming you like the scaling laws still work. If you have more compute, you just train more and you train bigger models, your compute gets eaten up. So it's like assuming you can still scale with bigger models, your training will be more expensive and then your inference will be more expensive. So you fill up your compute. So it's like, but I think I only looked at this for a few seconds, but there's like there always has been, but now there's some people who say like, let us stop the frontier work, or let us slow down the frontier. I think that's what did you see that? It was somebody posted it about the like employees at the big labs saying we need to slow down the frontier.
I think I caught wind of it, but I don't know specifically what's
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. That's interesting. Are they going to slow down though? Like I feel like that's gonna be really up for debate.
I mean, as I said, like the like I think there's no stopping it from like as long as the scaling laws work, you can always increase, but yeah, at some point you need to make the money, and at some point you need to go to vacation because like I don't know, but I would assume these people are working 24/7 because they are always on the run from getting beaten by another model. So it's very competitive, and
That's
yeah,
exactly.
like
Yeah. That's exactly why I don't think they will have the luxury to stop, because it's like you stop for even a few days, you're gonna get caught up by someone
But
else.
that's the idea, like that everybody stops, right? That's the dream,
That's
I think.
unrealistic. No, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it'll be
mean,
interesting though. Yeah, I mean, sucks for them, I think.
yeah. I think the also the thing is like if your premise is that you need to be ahead, you will like that's what you sell, and that's how you like position yourself as a brand. If you always need to be ahead, then you always need to show the path. If you always show the path, then others can like now the path is clear, and we have maybe we can maybe even calculate an investment to get there, so that another company can raise that money and then train a model and be at the same position. But if you are ahead, you need to go into these areas where nobody has been before, and you need
Yeah,
to spend that money. And yeah, I think that's the problem, or maybe part of it. I think the space is insanely complex.
the cost of
uh,
catching up is way less than the cost of like trailblazing. Basically, what you're saying.
yeah, I think yeah, I like it's
I
unclear to
agree.
me how many experiments they're doing at the same time, but like you do an experiment and it wins like DeepSeek R1, and then everybody needs to catch up on that, and you have maybe 2 months in advance, and then yeah. But yeah, this is sidetracked. um do you have some like I think it is still on
Still working.
UIKit, right?
Yeah. But it realized what it has broken the editor. I think it's trying to recover that, because it was like the editor is referencing the scene was referencing the old asset that it
Yeah.
was. But yeah, but back to the compute capacity thing. I do want to flag one thing that goes directly against what you were saying, which is that OpenAI seems to be doing okay with their compute. They even canceled the 5 hour session limit. Did you know that? They only
Mm.
have a weekly limit these days. So that means they're not strapped for compute, which is that's interesting. The first thing which was surprising is that the fast mode is actually included in your normal subscription. The second thing is that they are now even canceling the 5 hour session limit. So that's I don't know. I mean, I feel like yeah. I mean, directionally, I think what you were saying is true. There's like always need for more compute, but I think maybe they're just a little bit ahead in, I mean, obviously speculating, but maybe they're just a
Mm.
little bit ahead in terms of efficiency of those,
Yeah,
like optimizing for efficiency for these models inference.
I would
Um,
say the same, and I would also say I would assume that yeah, it's just less like the money they need to, or the money they need to with the money they need to subsidize codec subscription, I would assume is lower. um yeah, but at the end you're right, like for some reason they're not as compute constrained, which is definitely interesting. Um, Maybe it could be that like I'm not sure how much it's like on dynamic scheduling. Like if you look ahead and then you need to say, okay, this is the amount of compute we need for training, and then if you plan incorrectly, you plan for more demand, and then you have this inference sitting around, and then you can use it to like give it to people, to Codex users. Um, Not sure if that's the case, or if for like I would assume like if you have compute, you use it for training. If you have free compute, but maybe it's not that easy to shuffle out to shuffle around resources.
yeah, I actually, maybe you can give me a little bit, like enlighten me a little bit here. I was like, is the hardware infrastructure like okay, hardware plus infrastructure that's used for training the same as the hardware used for inference, like like that to serve their consumer products? Is that the same? Can they just switch in between, like back and forth?
Okay, it feels like we're going into the route where I like everything I say is like probably wrong. Um, oh, that's cool.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
something's
image you just
happening.
said. Let's
Oh yeah.
evade that question.
The
But
okay. Yeah. Okay, let's not
I
speculate.
mean, yeah, my speculation is definitely like I don't see like I don't know like these B200 cars and stuff. I think yes, I would assume that's the same, but that's everything I will say.
Interesting.
This looks kind of crazy, but also
I mean, that's roughly what I was. Oh shit! I think something's happening. Let me switch to the editor. Yeah, the editor was
nice.
restarted, and now it's good. Show window share. Let me make it big. And we can like hold on. Give me a second. Okay, so it's not a very nice view right now, but we can switch to the editor, take a look at everything. So yeah, all of these crazy wireframes are lights. I need to do a better job visualizing them in the thing, but yeah, so far
Super interesting. Like
kind
I
of
think
interesting.
is that what it's in my head for some reason there was this campsite and there was trees and stuff where you cannot see the other things, but this actually kind of feels correct, I have to say.
This
Um,
actually matches very, very well with what I was thinking in my mind. I think, well, like, I think the visual needs to be a little bit better, but otherwise, it's really pretty nice, I think.
yeah.
Um, the thing I was gonna say, oh, yeah, I saw something just now, I think. There was, yeah, Bila, I think there's a common character that's missing from UIKit. Report. I think
Okay.
we need to patch that. What is this?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like
The
the dot
long
in the middle or the long one. Maybe could
the
be,
yeah
or the
the AI.
divider.
Oh yeah, it could be the
Yeah,
divider. Yeah,
divider.
that's also
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Easy to patch though. That's
Yeah.
easy to patch. Okay, okay. So yeah, I think this is pretty nice. Very cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's cool, but not yet. Oh no, we are we are inside.
Okay, okay. Maybe I'm not gonna mess with it. It was doing some stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, what do you think should be our next prompt for refinement?
go triple A.
Okay, I mean, like
Make it triple A.
that could extend all day long, and I
Yeah,
guess we can. I think the overall structure of the site is good, but the visuals are still on the simpler side.
add
We should
complexity and details. Yeah,
add details and complexity to.
maybe use assets from the market or something to
Yeah,
be
actually, that's a
fast.
good to the complexity to the build to the scene. Did you look into the market for like textures and assets? The visuals need to look upscale, modern, and tech focused.
What is an upscaled look? Like send it, but I just like this looks good. I just want to ask that afterwards.
I mean, I feel like this kind of like low poly like look looks not upscale. I guess
Okay,
upscale.
okay,
I feel
okay.
like well, like I don't know. Well, in my mind, like for example, like you know, maybe a like an Apple Store has an upscale look to it, right? Like kind of deal. I don't know. Let's try.
Yeah, go ahead. Like it was maybe like a non-native speaker asking, like, because upscale my mind is like AI upscaling an image. That's I don't know, stuck in my head for upscaling.
Yeah, I think it's just like a more premium look, essentially. Yeah, is what I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. Let's see what it says. I was very curious. Did it look into the market for anything? Doesn't look like it, right? Like everything seems to be pretty.
Yeah.
Everything seems
And
to be pretty fair. Everything. No, I hadn't checked the asset markets place yet. So let me do that. Adding detail. It should draw call market CLI. Okay. Yeah. So it has. I mean, like we baked in the instruction for it to do that, but I don't think it actually did that. But just with a hint, it's able to go towards that direction, and
yeah,
we can actually. Sorry.
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say like this is before this is when we cut off. I was talking about these procedural assets, so you can see like they have actually the agent has actually carved out all of these primitive assets like this builds with essentially 3JS code in the app, and then so they're presented here as individual assets
You need to
that we
switch
can move around.
scene. Sorry, you need
Uh,
to switch the scene.
yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, sorry. And it was very laggy because I think it was serving some on-demand things. So yeah, so essentially what I was talking about is that like the agent actually had built all of these in 3JS and exposed them as individual assets for us to use here. And
That's super
so
cool.
they all appear like, for example, like this is the pavilion. I don't want to move it, but like if you move it, the whole thing will move. And I think it doesn't seem to have. I mean, because I think like it's mostly flat these days. Right, like right now, what we have in the scene in terms of a hierarchy, but we do see like a fire pit, for example. It created a hierarchy for it. It has some stuff in there. Actually, where's the fire pit? I think this is the fire pit. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's a quick look of that. I think these plants also need some work. They're not as good looking as I would like them to be. And these panels are fine, I guess. I wish they are a little bit more adventurous with the panels. Yeah, maybe as
Yeah,
a follow-up thing, we can do that.
it
But
kind
yeah,
of fits because Meta design language tends to be more minimal.
fair, true. Yeah.
But yeah, like the blue kind of feels wrong, and blue plus border, maybe. But I think like now, like this idea of scene composition, it also comes to mind that like because you have this structure that you are enforcing on the agent, you have a lot more surface for doing feedback. Like you could now go to like, because that's a big problem with like currently 3D workflows and feedback, where you have to like, how do I even know what's the name of this thing? But if I could click on something and just say in the editor, give the feedback, and that gets directly to the agent as a injected command, that would be very helpful.
100%. That's already available, by the way. So when you select something, the agent, when you say, "Hey, like do this to make some changes to the selected thing," the agent has that information directly. So that's
Yeah,
that's 100%. Like that's one of the things I really loved about like the Blender MCP or like they are MCP. I know how you feel about MCPs, but yeah, like it basically I feel like it's really I really liked that. The flexibility there because essentially I think I can pretty like fairly say like a lot of this came from inspirations from the Blender MCP because the Blender thing it had that flexibility of oh by the way did we freeze hello can you hear me?
no, it's back. Sorry, maybe I didn't move my head enough.
No. My computer froze for a second. I think it was under some load. So essentially, yeah, what I was trying to say is that like what we had in Blender is essentially like you're able to oh, it swapped in some texture from I think from market,
Yeah.
the walls and stuff.
The question is now if this actually improves it, because if you add textures to primitives, it kind of like can get into the space of like you're trying, but you're not like being like you're trying to be
I know what
realistic, but it doesn't look realistic.
I know what you're saying, but since oh shit, yeah, it's definitely in that zone right now. I have to say, please use visual checks to make sure. I think I don't have to say this to because I think like Opus is good. Like as you said, Opus is good at judging itself. I think, right?
If you ask
So
it to like if it's a different agent, I'm not sure if it's good at self-judging, but if you have a different agent that is doing the judging, that's this new gauntlet loop that went viral.
yeah, that would yeah. I'll leave it actually. I'll leave it and wait for it to do some more work before we intervene.
Is the reloading because it changes? Oh, I actually like. Did it just add the
light paths.
lighting stripes? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
actually
did.
like that.
Yeah, but there are some overlapping ones here. That's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think the lighting stripes overall is definitely an increase, and I like this deck thing that we have here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
They're all
background.
coming
I mean,
from
maybe I can get
Dropbox.
used to it. Sorry.
I was giving you a giving your shit a plug. Yeah. No,
so
actually,
here's my T-shirt. Draw call.
I saw that. That's dope. You gotta give me one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, let me turn around because I'm not sure if people can. And can
Okay,
you see that?
let's switch the big. Let's switch the big view. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. We're gonna put that in the thumbnail this time. Is you just with your back and my face.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah.
You got.
I can.
How many did you make? Is it for one of the events?
It was just for one of the events to attract attention, but nobody asked me about vibe coding 3JS. So, but it was a robotics event, so they were more focused on non-virtual stuff.
Fair.
But yeah, I mean it's definitely cool you integrated the market, and definitely also interesting if the agents kind of they can preview stuff, so they can. I mean, for textures, it's kind of easy to preview, right? But they don't have to download the asset, put them in the editor, then screenshot it. They can directly preview the stuff. Also, there are also environments in there that I assume you can also use. So maybe it uses them also to. I think currently it still has the gradient, right?
Yeah, totally.
Maybe I'm not sure if the gradient, if you think the gradient is actually a good fit, or if it should use a more realistic environment. By the way, we should also get you full market subscription so that we can generate these assets.
We gotta do an episode on your entire workflow soon. Whenever you feel ready. Obviously, no pressure and all of that. But Biwa has been showing me a lot of stuff off screen, and those are amazing. And yeah, just we should do some episodes on those. You know what? We're actually coming up on time. I think, and it's definitely still in the zone of it seems like we're trying. But I mean, for example, what is this texture? This is from you, right? Is this like a tire track, or is this like a? Oh, it added some panels just now. That's cool. And wow. Okay. There is some. I think actually runtime is probably better for this. Although I think it refreshed into death. Um, so
Oh,
yeah, so
the
I like
background.
it added. Oh shit! It had these lights. Okay, it added these things. That's cool.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Okay, the
And
fire needs
also,
work. Ooh, this
and
is
and,
definitely
and the
better.
yeah, okay, that this level this had an actual impact. Yeah, and I actually like the seating feels super
Ooh.
meta. Like this could be actually at
You
the
know
like.
what? Yeah,
I think
it's
it
fair.
cooked.
It cooked. It cooked. And yeah, we're coming up on time, but I'm not gonna stop the build. So Bila, like you've been. Oh, there's no collision with this stuff. There's no
Like
collision
look
with
at
this stuff.
the speakers and everything. Like now I want to see somebody speak there.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And Bila, like as we're gonna close this one out, I wanted to say like close the episode out, not close out the build. You showed me a few of these things on Twitter where I like there's this one specific one that's very cool. That's I think Claude of Duty by
Yeah,
I forgot the
of Claude.
guy's I apologize. Yeah, but yeah, like people have been having success with this kind of a prompt structure where it just like have Opus go as hard as it can, and like I think like specifically there's a stop gate that's like don't stop until it's utterly perfect, and use
Yeah,
ultra code fan out and all of that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna after we end the episode, I think I'm gonna ask it to do that and see in a number of hours what is it gonna come up with,
nice.
and I feel
Yeah,
like
that
uh
will be super interesting.
that would be truly interesting. And also change the
Oh,
lighting and all of that. Let's take a look. Oh shit, this is way too pink. Oh, it had wait, someone's listening. Like you were saying something about the gradient, and then now it just like got rid of that.
yeah,
Okay, it's too pink. But I think it's gonna. Yeah, I don't even know. You know what? I'm gonna record the result when it naturally stops, and then I'm gonna
yeah,
do the don't stop until it's utterly perfect thing, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, but this is awesome. This is awesome. It definitely cooked.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm already happy. Like I think, like maybe it will get more realistic and add more detail, but for the time we invested, like I think this, I don't know, but I think this could be already something that could be official, like a few years ago, because this also seems like it would fit great on a mobile GPU in terms of rendering. Um,
Okay, I feel like it's regressing a little bit, but we'll let it cook. I mean, like we're not gonna judge like the work in progress thing. But yeah,
I
I
think
totally
it
agree with
switches
you.
out materials and stuff. I think it removed the crazy patterns, but I think we just we we got used to it, and now it's worse because it was removed.
Maybe. But it did like switch away like like this wooden deck thing on the path. I really liked, but it got rid of those. I'm kind of sad
Yeah.
about it. Maybe I'll ask it to add it back.
Can you show me the fireplace again? There was it looks super glassy now. Like this
Uh,
looks like it as uh
oh, there's a glass shield, I think.
yeah.
Oh, and there's a sorting problem with the fire. See that?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's always transparency is hard.
Mm, true,
Also
true.
for agents.
Yep.
But actually, I like this type of material. I honestly, I think it only like it did something crazy. It used the PBR texture, but it removed the color part and only took the normals.
You mean what
Yeah, on the
you talking
side.
about this?
It, yes,
Yeah,
it
it
only
seems
uses the, and
the
I
roughness
actually
or
think it's a good
displacement.
idea.
Is it the
Yeah,
roughness or is it the displacement map?
normal map.
Normal map. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's true. Yeah. There's no actual vertex deformation here. It's still plain. Yeah, very cool. Definitely. I would
Okay.
like it to be a little more granular, I think. That's maybe a repeating just like a tweak on a repeating thing for the texture. That would be good enough.
Yeah.
But this is
And
good.
the
This is
fact,
good. I'm happy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this looks already for me like with especially with the editor around it, like looks like we switched to Unity.
It still said fire pit needs real work. Okay, so we're gonna let it cook, and then we're gonna show the actual thing when it finally finishes. I think, though, this has been a really insightful one for me. I think, yeah, it's really cool. And
Yeah.
the editor thing, the 0.5.1 is like really fresh out of the oven. I don't think yeah, I mean, like, so this is as new for me as it is for everybody who's watching. And yeah, so very cool, very excited. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I'm a happy man.
I'm definitely impressed by the whole package that we just saw, and I'm looking forward to seeing this on headset and being inside of it.
Yes, we will definitely show those. Yeah,
Awesome.
but cool. Yeah, this is a nice build, and you know,
Perfect.
until next time.
Everybody, have a nice day. See you. Bye bye.
Bye.